Hello, I'm Michelle, and today we'll be discussing the methods you can use to form your LLC in New York. Now, we're going to be covering the steps involved in starting your LLC, the forms that you're going to need, the naming requirements, and the 6 main steps needed to actually register your LLC. I'll also be explaining the importance of having a registered agent and a very key term known as piercing the corporate veil. Now, if these terms are not familiar to you, then I highly recommend you watch this video very carefully. To start an LLC in the state of New York, business owners need to get different permits such as building permits, signage permits, and health permits if it is a restaurant or a food-related business. Now, the businesses thriving in New York are the financial services and the manufacturing businesses. General software, mobile devices, they cover the manufacturing industry's biggest chunk, and clothes manufacturing. You can start your New York LLC by 3 methods. Number 1 is that you can do it yourself, in which case you can choose to fill out the online forms or you can send them off via mail. Number 2 is that you hire a professional service to do it for you, which is the most easy and secure method out there. Now, we recommend TailorBrands as one of the best services for this purpose, and I'm going to be showing you how to use TailorBrands at the end of this video. Number 3 is that you can go ahead and hire an attorney. Now, coming to a very common question, what exactly is an LLC? Well, it's a hybrid business entity which combines a corporation's characteristics with a partnership or sole proprietorship. It separates your personal assets from your business assets and gives you personal asset protection. Now, when you're starting off your LLC in New York, you mainly have to file the certificate of formation with the state and pay a filing fee of $200. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing option number 2 and placing emphasis on why you need a professional service to do it for you, because you have to make sure that you're doing your LLC work correctly, because this is one of those things where you can't afford missing out any of the key information or have any form of misunderstandings. TailorBrands is a really good and competent professional service which you can get, because filing your LLC is not just filing the certificate of formation, but it's also deciding on a name, hiring a registered agent, creating an operating agreement, and obtaining an EIN. Now, all of these can be done under one roof with TailorBrands. I'm going to be leaving the links to all of these resources in the description below. You can go there, you can check them out. We're going to be discussing now the detail of the 6 important steps that you must cover when you're forming your LLC in New York. Now, the first step to starting off your LLC in New York is basically choosing the business name. Now, before you name your business, you must know that the name should be easy to remember, it should be available in the state, and should follow the LLC naming guidelines. Now, you can go and find the guidelines at startmyllc.io. The 4 key things you need to be aware of when you're naming your LLC is that number 1, your business name should be available, and no other existing business in New York can share that name. Each business name is very much unique to its owner. Number 2 is that limited liability company or LLC should be there as a suffix in the company name. Number 3 is that you cannot use any name for your business which could be confusing or possibly misleading. So terms like the State Department, FBI, CIA, these sort of names cannot be included. Number 4 is that terms like bank, attorney, doctor, they can be added, but only after you fill out the additional requirements by the New York state government. Now, if you do not wish to file your LLC right now, but you kind of want to hold on to the name you have decided, then you can reserve your LLC name for 60 days. Now, to keep the name, you have to file a name reservation application and pay $20 to reserve your name with the New York Secretary of State. The second and highly vital step to forming your LLC in the state of New York is to appoint a registered agent. A registered agent is an entity that's going to be acting and working on your LLC's behalf. They're going to be receiving all the important paperwork and other official government correspondence within New York. Now, this is why hiring a competent registered agent for your LLC is extremely necessary. You also have to make sure that your registered agent is a resident of New York or at least has a physical street address there. Their business address is used as the LLC's principal address in New York. Most LLC formation companies do also provide registered agent services. TailorBrands is a great LLC setup service which provides a registered agent service and many more services at very reasonable pricing. Our key thing to note when you're getting a registered agent is the importance of having one, but also having a legit one, because in case of any lawsuit or if you happen to get sued, the lawyer of the other party is going to do what is known as piercing the corporate veil. Most people believe that they're setting up their LLCs for tax-related purposes, but the real reason for setting up your LLC is to limit your liability. So what it does is that it creates a divide between your personal assets and your business assets. So if you're sued in your business, they can't go after your personal assets. So when you're sued, the attorney who's suing you is going to start looking for cracks in your LLC. And this is where they pierce the corporate veil. The first thing they're going to do is check whether you have a registered agent. Is the agent legit? And have they been filing the paperwork correctly? The third and another very important step in forming your LLC is to file a certificate of formation. Now, the New York Articles of Organization is a legal document which is needed to officially register your business with the Secretary of State. It costs you $200 to file your formation certificate in New York. The certificate of formation includes details like the name of your LLC, registered agent's name, address, employee details, and the structure of your company, whether it's member managed or manager managed. So before you start hiring employees in New York, one should really know about the rules and regulations there to avoid any future issues. We suggest using TailorBrands to file the certificate of formation because they provide an easier way to fill out the forms without any confusion or missing any steps. If you happen to get stuck anywhere, they do have a live chat option. You can go there, ask your questions, and they will respond to you. You need to meet the New York LLC publication requirements. Every LLC in the state of New York needs to publish a notice in 2 separate newspapers. One should be daily and one is weekly, within 120 days of the formation. Now, there are some New York publication requirements every LLC must follow. This notice of publication should be published for 6 weeks continuously. LLCs cannot choose any newspapers. The papers must be approved by the local county clerk of the county where your LLC is located, according to the Articles of Organization. After the publication, LLCs will receive 1 affidavit of publication from each publisher. To file the certificate of publication, LLCs need to submit the certificate of publication form along with the affidavits of publication received from the publishers. The next step is filing the operating agreement. What's an operating agreement? Well, it's an internal document which legally outlines the proprietorship and operating procedures of your LLC. Now, this document is extremely vital as it ensures that all the business owners are on the same page regarding how they operate, their voting power, business resolutions, and a lot more, which helps you reduce future conflicts. So when it comes to filing the New York LLC operating agreement, now this state really requires you to have a very comprehensive agreement. It's recommended that it should be done by using a professional service such as TailorBrands, since they know exactly what to do and you won't have to worry about missing out any of the details. The EIN is also known as the Employer Identification Number, and it's a 9-digit number which is given by the IRS to make it easier to identify the types of businesses for tax purposes and taxes in general. Now, the EIN is necessary for any active business or any form of businesses for that matter. An EIN is needed when your LLC starts to hire employees. Now, to obtain an EIN, one has to fill up a form which can be done online or it can be done by mail and just submit it to the IRS. You can also get an EIN assistant through TailorBrands who can help you with the process. I'm going to be leaving the links to all the resources in the description below. You can go there, you can check out which of the options fit your requirements. But for now, I'm going to be showing you how you can file your forms using TailorBrands. So this is the website for TailorBrands. And as you can see on the website, there's option to set up your LLC, and you can also design a logo, merch, and the website itself for your brand in case you need one and haven't really gotten around to getting it. I'm going to go into form an LLC. Now choose the state that you're setting up your LLC in. Add your business name. You can check for the name availability here, which will save you a lot of time. Or alternatively, you can choose the method that I told you earlier by going to the business entity name search. Click on the type of services that you're offering. You'll have to pick which stage of your business that you're on, whether it's still in the idea stage or it has been set up and fully running. Choose what sort of income your brand will be. Choose whether your business will have a physical address to receive the documents, and also whether there'll be a dedicated person there who's going to receive these. Select the number of employees. Now you have to fill out the information for your business, like your name, phone number, email address. Now choose whether you want to opt for a registered agent or not. TailorBrand charges $199 annually for hiring a registered agent. If you don't have one, then I highly recommend that you get one through them, because the one thing you can't risk is not having a legitimate registered agent. You're going to need an EIN like I discussed before for tax-related purposes. If you don't have one or you're overwhelmed by the process required to get an EIN, then just let TailorBrands do it for you. It's going to cost you $99. Pick if you want to file for compliance. It will cost you $199 when you do it through TailorBrands. Here you can choose whether you want to have your business branding done. If you already have things like logos, domain, and a website, then just move forward. Select if you want to speed up the process. You can form the operating agreement using TailorBrands if you haven't made one already or you are unsure of how to proceed with making the agreement by yourself. See if all the information that you chose and entered is correct and check the final billing as well. You can now proceed to pay for the service, and that's all you need to start and form your LLC. Now that you created your New York LLC, what's next? There's still a few things you're going to need. You need a company business bank account and a business credit card. You need to file the New York businesses and permits and licenses. You need to get general liability insurance and professional liability insurance, which covers your employees. You need to file a New York annual report as well. And I really hope this detailed video helped you out on how to start your LLC in New York, and I wish you the best of luck if you're starting off your business there. Please continue supporting our channel by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification button. Thank you for watching.